Shadley, and welcome to FeelForward. Today's episode is called Cleansing, a quiet conversation. This is a moment to pause, reflect, and just listen. You will hear a voice from our mystery guest named Marcus, someone who always speaks with honesty and heart. I will ask him some questions, and after he answers each one, I'll also share my own thoughts with you. I decided to make this episode calm and simple because I like you to focus on what's being heard, not just what's being seen. So take a breath, settle in, and let's begin. Hi, Marcus. Can you give us a brief intro about yourself, especially your journey in self improvement?
My name is Marcus, and my journey in self-improvement and mental wellness has been mostly realizing my own part in my mental health and the fact that you need to seize control over your mind in order to facilitate healing process within yourself. This comes regardless of trauma or no trauma. It is the mere fact that if you do not control your mind, it will keep creating your reality out of the problems that come out of your past or the traumas that you experienced. And for me, that has been a big thing to realize how much responsibility and how much power one actually has to change.
Yes, I like the way you said it right. When we as a human being, we are so privileged to have this power to initiate and at the same time take control on what we feed in our mind. And I like that you mentioned if we don't actually live by it with honesty and at the same time keep on nurturing our mind with a different unnecessary stuff, it will actually affect more either with trauma or with doubt. So for me, this is one of the good thing, and I really thank you for sharing this. When life feels overwhelming or let's say uncertain, where do you personally retreat? Mentally, emotionally, or even physically, just to reconnect with yourself? How do you do it?
If life ever gets to be overwhelming or uncertain or feeling especially hard, I think that the main tools for coming back to center and coming back to having your mind in order is to be present. Always try to be present, and this can be by immersing yourself in nature. It can be by exercising or making sure you eat well, sleep well. You have to fulfill these criteria in order to feel well. They will allow you to control your mind. Personally, when things are tough, they're tough. And I think that you just don't give up. Don't give up and fall into a pit or fall into darkness, fall into depression. Do not give up. Because the light could be just around the corner. The solution could be just around the corner, but your mind doesn't want you to believe it. So the moment you give up, that's when you will have trouble for real. So for me, it has been a lot about coming back to the knowledge that I have about myself, what the patterns are that are destructive within me, and how to keep counter measuring them and not giving up. Also, speaking to a friend or just doing something fun. But it's going to be personal for you. And in the end, I think it's mostly about staying present and not giving up.
Well, that's so good, right? Do not give up. This is what makes me, overall in this episode, this is what makes me feel so good. You know, when someone told me, do not give up, do not fall into darkness and feel depressed forever. There's always a solution for us to be able to navigate ourselves, to find ourselves again in a different manner. And I really appreciate that Marcus is so honest about this. There's no sugarcoating. I mean, he really tells us to either talk with the nature, embrace nature, go on, go to the seaside, you know, just really reconnect. And at some point, when you stay present, that's actually the mightiest armor that you could ever have. When you always know to yourself that no matter what is happening, you will find a solution. It will be all right. When things are tough, as what Marcus said, it is tough. We cannot do anything about it. Because if we keep on complaining and thinking about it, how tough it is, we're not gonna move on. We're not gonna move forward to find solution, right? You know, people were like, oh, you know what, because of you, because of that person, this and that. I personally moved on. Do you have any habit or what kind of mindset that had a biggest impact on your personal growth?
One habit that has had a huge impact on my way of thinking and perceiving has been checking in with myself. And now, this might seem small, but checking in with yourself has infinite possibilities. Because if you can create a strong relationship to yourself, you can learn what you need in every moment of every day. Because I believe that as humans, we all harbor fundamental knowledge about ourselves, or deep knowledge about ourselves, both physically, mentally, spiritually. I think that we really know what's going on in there, but we let our minds lead us astray, make us think that we're less, make us think that we're bad, make us think that we're should be depressed or whatever, if we can check in with yourself and actually see like what is going on with me right now, what do I need, am I fulfilling the needs of myself, or am I mistreating myself in this moment, then you can find out a lot about what's going on within you, and you can also figure out that actually you are doing pretty well. You're actually happy, but you didn't realize it because you didn't check in with yourself. You just assumed today is a bad day. And assuming is so very dangerous to us humans. We have to be very real about what is going on in every moment. And so that's why checking in with yourself, which means in reality, turning your gaze inwards and asking yourself some basic questions like, how are you? What do you need? You know, and then executing them and actually treating yourself with respect. That's a huge habit that I would recommend anybody to just stop every day, either in meditation or going for a walk or anywhere you feel like you can check in with yourself. Make sure to do so because there's a lot to learn from there.
Yeah, if we take note on what is said, you have to check in yourself. We have to check in ourselves to really know what we feel. You know, how are you doing? How myself doing with this kind of with the chaos, that's surrounding right now. How I'm coping with the new environment, the new people, the new things, you know, and this is what I always like to show to people is that you have to utilize your value. You have to really utilize your abilities because on what he said, it's always dangerous. It's always dangerous for us human to always assume things. We didn't even really check on ourselves and we didn't give ourselves a chance to really grow. We just stood there and that's it. You know, we thought that there's nothing we can do. Just going in circles and circles. And this is how important when you value yourself more than anything else. So checking yourself how much time you need to execute stuff. It started with your own self. What do you do when you first wake up? Align yourself with such things. And once you're organized with stuff, you will know where are you lacking of. You will know what are the things you have to improve. And what Marcus has said, you will learn a lot of things when you give yourself time to really just go for a walk and have some moment for yourself.
Dealing with life right now for me has been a lot about being present and being real with myself, questioning my thoughts, questioning my perceptions of the world around me. I have in the past suffered a lot with negativity, and I realize now that without controlling this negativity, there's no end to how deep and dark things can get. And you can become even physically sick from the way you think. And so for me, it has been all about learning to control that and learning to throw that negativity out of the window and staying present with all the blessings that I have right now. Because if you feed the negativity, it will grow. If you feed the positivity, it will grow. And at the end of the day, I have to make a choice. Do I want to be truthful to myself and make actual change? Or do I just want to keep complaining and keep being negative?
Guys, this is what I'm saying. When you feed yourself a negativity, when you surround yourself with lots of negativity, it will prosper as well. Same with the positivity. But the problem or the difference is the positivity makes us feel better. But the negativity made us feel so down, made us feel so much away from ourselves. And at the same time, it dragged us so much deeper that we cannot even recognize when we focus on the reality where we are, making yourself feel so much grateful with everything. Think about what you have and stay grateful for even what are the things you don't have. You know, this is a values of someone who knew and had an experience on how to value life.
Something that I've learned the hard way about healing or navigating change has definitely been allowing false narratives and lies to enter my reality. When we speak about being real to ourselves and honest and true, this goes for everything. And so, if you start allowing small little things into your life that are hurting you for whatever reason, it could be your ego wanting you to be punished or to do certain things to feel better about yourself. Or it could be like allowing negativity from the outside, like from the news or from somebody else, your friend or whoever, to enter your reality and hurt you. That is when my mind started slipping. And that is when I understood that I have to be so real and tight with this that I can't go around and make up stuff. If I don't know something to be true, I can't pretend like I know. So it's better to be honest and real and true. Don't talk about stuff you don't know. Don't assume that people think about you one way or the other. The only way to know is to hear it, see it, or feel it. And once you start making assumptions, once you start taking in um, untruths into your life, once you start, you know, becoming attached to things that hurt you, that's when you can really slip up and go back into your old ways of thinking, which could be whatever it is for you. But for in my case, it was negativity. And my mind had a tendency to destroy nice things for me because nothing was ever good enough. I was never good enough. All these things. And so, yeah, the hard way is slipping up and making mistakes, which is also okay. We make mistakes, but we have to realize this. We have to accept the fact that if we make a mistake, we need to return to the center, return to the truth within ourselves.
So the senses of having it through your eyes, through hearing, and at the same time your feelings. Never assume that someone might hate you or someone might like you because both of them has a impact mentally. Every day we're grasping for something to survive. Our thoughts, ourself, through the time and the day that's passing. Always renegotiate with yourself. Always like evaluate yourself so that you'll be able to identify what you have to do.
If you're in a similar situation with negativity or depression or anxiety, I would say that maybe starting to write about how you feel each day. Start to see the patterns. Maybe go off of social media for a while and focus on you. Focus on you and what you need. Start eating right, start sleeping right. And if you can't do any of this, just try to be nice to yourself. Don't stress yourself about it. Believe in yourself. It comes down to the fact that you are responsible for your life. As an adult, we are responsible for our own well being. And this is the truth. Unless we take responsibility for ourselves, there is no certainty at all of what's going to happen with us in life. It comes down to us. So we can't blame others for our problems. Even if somebody did something to us, we cannot keep blaming them because blaming them will not solve our problem. We have to stop wasting our energy and using it for healing within ourselves, which is moving on, letting go, accepting, and loving. We cannot heal by punishing ourselves. We just have to understand. And this can be difficult, but I believe for me, for myself, this is the truth. And I hope that maybe you can find some advice here that can be applied to your life. And I wish you all the best, and I wish you good health and all the happiness, because I believe it's possible, and you should too. Thank you.
Thank you for spending this moment with me and Marcus. If there's one thing I hope you take away, it's that slowing down and feeling your emotion is never a weakness. It's strength. I'm grateful you listened to this quiet space today. Cleansing is not about forgetting. It's about releasing what's no longer serves you. If this spoke to you, follow FeelForward on Spotify and Instagram. And remember, you're allowed to take your time to feel and heal. Let's keep moving forward together. I'm Shadley. See you next time.